Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. So today we are going to start searching and reporting. That means how to search the logs in the Splunk. Mobile, no use of mobile during the session. So let's understand first in what cases you will be searching the logs. You understand which component we use to search the logs? The Splunk? Search head, right? Search head we use to search the logs, right? So being a SOC analyst, you will have access only to search head as a SOC analyst until unless you are the admin, right? If you are the administrator or L2 who has been given admin privileges, right? Then only you will have access to indexer, heavy forwarder, and all other components. Otherwise, you will be working on the search head only, right? And inside too, you mostly you'll be working on enterprise security for monitoring and everything. That we'll discuss further. And search head, search and report app, searching and reporting app that you have inside, right? On the search head. So here, let's discuss in what cases you'll be searching the logs, searching and reporting, right? So first cases, so in what cases you'll be using search head to search the logs? First is maybe the audit going on, right? Audit going on, various teams require some log because you understand after deploying SIM tools, the different devices are not storing the logs locally, right? All the logs are coming on the SIM. So audit perspective, various team may request the logs. Internal auditor may request the logs, right? So you will get an email that okay, you firewall team want 1 month of firewall logs. Database team need logs from SIM tool for databases, right? Windows team. So audit perspective, various teams may ask for the logs. Even internal auditor may coordinate with you and he may ask you for certain devices, different devices logs, right? Along with the screenshot of the search on the right, the search query, firewall search query on the search head and share the screenshot, right? So audit and compliance perspective, audit perspective, you might have to share the logs. That time you will search the logs, right? And download the logs on the CSV format as well as you might share the screenshot as well. Clear point? So audit perspective, audit perspective, audit perspective, audit requirement. Whenever there is your audit requirement, that time you will requirement की spelling गलत हो गई ना RE नहीं आएगा requirement. Second is now different team may look for the log. For example, firewall team want to do some troubleshooting. You understand everything's are being recorded, right? In the form of logs. Every activities are being recorded in the form of logs. So different team may ask for the log for troubleshooting perspective, right? Maybe forensic perspective, where let's say some kind of any of the employee is doing the time pass or some kind of activity is doing, his manager is looking for the logs to check what all website he's accessing. So you'll get the log request from various team, log request for troubleshooting perspective or forensic perspective. Are you getting my point? That time also you may have to search and share the logs with them. Clear point? Logs for troubleshooting and forensic perspective. For troubleshooting and forensics. Now third case is manual threat hunting and incident analysis and investigation. Manual threat hunting means you may analyze the logs manually when you have the logs coming in the same, right? So you might do the manual analysis. For example, firewall logs. You check firewall logs. You write a search query for firewall logs and check it out. If there are any suspicious activities, there is any suspicious event, You see what are the traffic going on particular port number, what are the traffic going on well-known malware port number and traffic going. If you see high number of traffic are being denied from particular source IP address, high number of traffic being succeeded on particular IP address, right? So you will look for the logs. You will do the manual analysis that will understand later period. So manually you will download the logs, or you may search the search console and check manually. Manually you check the logs. Let's say last 24 mornings, if you come and search for last 24 hours and check the logs manually, is there any suspicious activity found? That is called manual threat hunting. Threat hunting means without, I mean, one is correlation rule, right? Once the alert will trigger, you will investigate. But may possible that you do not have enough correlation rule and certain activities may remain undetected as a part of correlation rule, right? So you may do the manual threat hunting also. Are you getting what I'm saying? You will search the logs and check it out if there is suspicious activity found manually by analyzing the logs. That means manually checking the logs. That we call it manual threat hunting. Understand? So this is one case, manual threat hunting. You will write the search query. You are looking for firewall logs to analyze. You are looking for proxy log to analyze. You are looking for Windows log to analyze and check it out if there is any suspicious activity detected, right? That is the one situation. Other situation is for incident response and analysis and incident analysis and investigation. Whenever any alert trigger, for example, alert has been triggered, high number of Windows login failure detected for particular user, let's say Amit. High number of Windows login failure. The alert condition was written, if there are 100 login failure in last 2 minutes, then alert will trigger. 100 login failure, right? The alert condition was, if there are 100 login failure from particular user, then alert will get generated. Got your mind? So here the condition was written as 100 in 2 minutes. Hence alert was triggered. But there might be possibility then this activity of login failure going on since long, maybe yesterday, before yesterday, but it was never reached 100 in last 2 minutes. Hence the alert did not trigger. Yes or no? Now, today now reach 100, hence alert generated. You got an incident. So don't you think that you should run this search query for this particular user for last 24 hours, 48 hours query and check it out since how long this activity is going on, and only 100 login failure or many other login failure also there for last 24 or 48 hours? Are you getting my point? So whenever we do analysis, investigation of any incident, we check the previous log. We create a search query and check the previous log, maybe 1 day or 2 days, or sometime or deep down investigate 7 days or 15 days also. In that case also, you have to write search query and search the logs. Are you getting my point? So for any incident you investigate, right? First thing is you check it out. Since how long this activity is going on? Only these 100 events which are responsible for generating this alert, or there are many other for which alert did not trigger in past because alert was not, a number of event was not matching the threshold which you have given 100 or 50, whatever it is being given. So you should check the history since how long is activity going on for particular user or particular IP address for which the alert has been triggered. You create the search query and check all the logs. Run this query for last 24 or 48 usually. For deep down investigation, maybe last 7 days, 15 days also, some cases you check. For that also you have to write the search query. Understand this point, what I'm explaining you, right? So for manual threat hunting and incident analysis and investigation. For manual threat hunting and incident investigation. Understand these points? Here, most of the time, the search query you will run for incident response and incident analysis and investigation, because this log request you will not get on a daily basis for troubleshooting or perspective, right? Daily basis, what you do is any incident has been triggered, right? You will analyze the incident. For that, you will create a search query, right? And check how many logs are there. You will download the logs and attach on the incident when you're working for particular incident. So daily basis, multiple times in a day for any incident that you analyze, right? You will do investigation and you will write the search query. Get your point? Certain time you will get the log request. So for that, you have to share the log with them. But almost for any investigation analysis that you do for the incident, for that you will search the logs. Get same result. Okay, because it is already searching on the main index only. Okay, then same result. So no need to define index equal to main, because by default index is main index only. You see, I defined the word fail, right? Let me search more logs. 7 days logs. I search the word fail, right? So fail, there are 37 event matching with the word fail. You can see the fail word has been highlighted in the raw, because you type the raw, you have not typed the exact field what fail. For example, action is equal to fail is the exact query. Field name is action and then is equal to fail. It's called field based query. I just type the raw word fail. So this will actually search on the raw logs. If is there any field name also, let's say fail is equal to something, it will search. So in the raw logs, it will highlight where the word fail has been captured. You can see this word fail has been captured here. In this logs also word fail has been captured here. It will not highlight in the parse or normalized logs. It has not been highlighted. You can see, because fail is a free text based query. It will only search the raw. Are you getting my point? So this is called, so if I type fail asterisk, now no need to mention index also, because index is already main. So what it should capture now? Fail also, failed also, failure also. You can see now more logs we have. When I type fail, right? You can see failure also capture. When I type just fail, it only capture fail, exact word, right? But now it is capturing failure, everything it will capture. So many logs in Windows, actually failure. Total we have around 11,332 in last 24 hours. Get your point? So when you are not sure, when you actually not sure a particular word, let's say you want failure or something failed, you can just type the word here, it will search matching. When you're not sure about simexpert.com website, right? The website is simexpert.com. You can just type simexpert and check, okay, the failure is captured in the Windows log, then you click at failure logs, unknown bad name, your password fail region, right? So you get the jet, then you'll get something, right, on the logs. I mean, when you're not sure, right, simexpert.com, you just type simexpert, then you may get a simexpert website matching, and other things also you'll get. So when you're not sure under which field it capture as fail, maybe device action is equal to fail, device vendor action is equal to failure, but you are not sure under which field has been captured as failure. When you, in this field, you are not sure under which field, you can see audit failure has been captured here, but you are not sure under which field it captures as failure, because it is equal to failure. Otherwise, you would have defined state as equal to failure, but you are not sure. Hence, you have given just fail, an asterisk, or just failure. So in that case, you can do the free text search. It will give the matching result on raw. When you are exactly sure, you define particular field equal to field based query. That is something like website simexpert.com directly. Are you getting a point? So now, now what happens is we can identify. Let's say I want to search for. Now this was free text search. Whatever you search, it will showcase your matching query. Whatever you search here, GRG, nothing but no word will be there. But whatever word you know, you can search. It will give the matching result. It will use more resources, as well as it will showcase the matching result on the raw, not on the parse and normalize. Right. Another type of query in Splunk is field-based query. Field-based. So whatever field is being captured in the logs, based on that you can query. Are you got a point? Clear point, right? Everybody is clear, or yes or no?
Field-based query will be searched in parse. So I have a
Field,
question.
particular field, then value. Particular field,
Hello?
then value. Yes. Yes, yes. Yes.
Sir, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
So sir, how correlations and those specific queries will
अभी
be?
अभी correlation छोड़ अभी.
Okay, sir.
What I'm explaining you that you understand.
Sir, I have a question here. So, as you search failed star asterisk, so it is giving us the result from main index only.
Hmm?
When you search failed asterisk, so it is giving us the result from main index only.
Because you have not defined the index. If you define the
So-
index here, then it will show you result from that particular index.
But if let's suppose we are not sure it's from which
Then you
index,
index is equal to star. Index is equal to star. It will search on
and
all index.
and fail
Then
and
Type
that fails.
equal to fail. Then it will
okay.
search on all indexes, right?
Oh,
Index is equal
okay.
to star means everything, right? And then you type the word fail if you're not sure. It will
So
search
it-
from all the indexes.
Okay, sir.
Can we type index is equal to star and action is equal to fail?
If you are sure it captured under field action, then you type fail. If you are sure, you are not sure, hence you type fail, right? Because you are not sure, fail captured which field. If you are sure it captured under action, then you can define action is equal to fail.
Okay.
When you are sure,
Sorry,
simexpert.com, you type simexpert.com. Just typing simexpert.
So, sir, is index equals to star or index star
Index is equal to star is equal
Okay.
to star.
and fail star only?
If you want failure, failed also included, then type star. If you want only fail, then type only fail.
Equal. Okay.
Only fail. Okay. So now I'm explaining field-based query. Field-based query. You can see without field, just write any word. It will search in the upper side raw logs, right? It will highlight the result, matching result. But now in field-based result, field-based query, based query. Let's say you are looking for Microsoft Windows login failure logs, right? Microsoft Windows login failure logs, right? How will you search? Windows login failure, the particular user. Windows login failure for the user. What's your name? Mahesh. Windows login failure event for the user Mahesh you want to search, right? So how will you search? Let's understand. So first of all, what you have to define, whenever you search the logs in the search bar, first of all, you have to define index. Index. If it is not in main index, right? Then you have to define the index is equal to Windows index, whatever index it is holding. If index is main or default means default index, then no need to define the index here. In our case, let's say already in main, so we'll not define the index, right? All the logs are main index. Now I'm looking for Microsoft Windows logs, right? So first of all, I'm looking for Microsoft Windows login failure event from particular user, right? So you understand in the main index, this is main index of Windows and whatever. This is main index right now. Let's see. This is main index, right? This is main index means big database having a lot of logs from other devices as well. So in this, first of all, I have to identify Microsoft Windows logs. Yes or no? Microsoft Windows logs. Let's say out of this, all logs, I have to filter. I have to write some query so that it can understand. Okay, these are Microsoft logs only, Microsoft Windows logs, right? Then in this Microsoft logs, various type of log, failure, login success, account enable, account disable, account lockout, account created, account deleted. There's so many logs for Windows. Yes or no? So in this logs, I have to filter login failure logs. I have to write the query so that it can understand login failure. Let's say in this Microsoft Windows, these many logs are login failure. So we have to write condition, right? Filter out the event login failure. So now in this login failure, you will see for all different users. Then I have to filter out for the query so that it will target particular user Mahesh. Yes or no? Then I define the username Mahesh. Then let's say these many events are for the user Mahesh. Then it will show the result here. These many logs here in the result. So query we have write from broad to narrow filtering, further filtering from broad to narrow. So first of all, we have to identify Microsoft Windows logs. Then we have to identify login failure event. Then we have to identify particular user. Are you getting my mind? So let's say we have to identify Microsoft Windows logs. How we can identify? In Splunk, there are two ways to identify. Either you can identify use source type. Source type we can identify, right? So in source type of Windows log, it captures Windows system, Windows security, Windows application like this. It captures Windows performance, source type. So login failure, login success, all these logs are related to security only, right? Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? Whenever you integrate a device, you can see it defines source type, right? We talk about source type. So we can identify Windows logs. So, but Windows, all logs have been segregated in multiple source type. Security logs will be under security source type, security. Application logs under Windows application. System logs under Windows system. Are you getting my point? So we can define source type equal to Windows security, because login failure, login success, account enable, account disable, all logs are coming under security only. So we can define source type is equal to Windows security. Or what happens is, see, source type is always available even though you are using Splunk from SIEM perspective or from data analytics perspective. Definitely you have to do the source type mapping. But if you are using Splunk from SIEM perspective, then one more thing is being mapped. One more option you have is vendor product. What field? Vendor hyphen product. If you have installed the add-on, then normalization will happen and it will map the field vendor product. Vendor means manufacturer and product means model. For example, for Windows, manufacturer is Microsoft and product is Windows. So vendor will capture as vendor product equal to Microsoft Windows. What? Microsoft Windows. Fortinet firewall captures, Fortinet is the vendor and firewall is the product, so it will capture vendor product called Fortinet firewall. So different product, it will capture vendor product, so you can define vendor product. And so if you want to filter out Windows logs, we can also type vendor product called Microsoft Windows. It will target Microsoft Windows log on all other logs. Are you getting my point? Source type also we can use. We can also define source type, either you can use vendor product or we can define source type, anything you can use. Either source type or vendor product. Are you getting my point?
Here source type will be Windows security, right?
Windows security. We can see exactly when the logs, what exactly it is doing, but it is like Windows security. Like
This is vendor hyphen or how it is? Vendor
yeah,
product.
hyphen. Because in the field there won't be any space. So Splunk will always use hyphen. So it's Windows hyphen product equal to Microsoft Windows, right? So now you can see in the query, I will define, let's say vendor product.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Can I ask a question, please?
Vendor product, yes.
Sir, vendor and product. Suppose we are getting any logs from any Cisco switch. There would be Cisco and product would be switch
Yes.
other model number.
Right. Switch product.
Okay.
Not model number, product.
And sir, one more question, sir. You have told refreshment time would be 5 seconds. So it can be modified, either it will be fixed by default.
It is not even 5 seconds. It is less than that. It is
Okay.
less than that.
We cannot make the changes.
No, it is by default.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
By default.
Sir, the search query is case sensitive always, am I right?
Right. This is not case sensitive. This field is case sensitive. This value is not case sensitive. This field name is case sensitive. Okay. This
Sir, I
field
have
name, right?
question.
This value.
If field-based search,
This is
It will
field
be
name is
searched
case
in-
sensitive. Field value is not case sensitive.
field-based query will be search in parsed logs or raw logs.
And it will search on the parse and normalized logs, not raw.
We can mention the user as well, right?
Right now, let's continue. First, understand this.
Okay.
So you understand? This is targeting what is targeting vendor product of Microsoft Windows. So it is actually out of all main index that you have, it is filtering Microsoft Windows logs. Then now what do you want? What do you
Particular
want?
user. Security log
Username.
for a particular user.
You want from particular user, right?
Okay.
So first of all, you run this query. Vendor product level Microsoft Windows. Run this query and check username is capturing under which field, because you might not be sure, right? Username capturing under which field. So which field username you can give? The username capturing under which field you have defined here, right? But you are not sure. So you just run this query and check. It will showcase the log from all users. Or you want Windows login failure event, right? Login failure. So you have to check login failure is capturing under which
Action.
field?
Field.
Action.
right? Let's see this. Let's do this practically. Then you'll have better understanding. Okay, let's do this in search bar. Let's do this on the search bar. Now what? What do you want?
Index and source types. What is it? Both are same.
Resource.
Index is just where you are saving the logs.
Index
Index logs ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? So source type ನೀವು ಯಾವ source Windows ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, which router.
So we have to map.
No, sir. Index is equal to Windows. It will correct Windows log. And source type is equal to Windows.
So in that case, you may not define. No need to define. If you already have index equal to Windows, then it's already all Windows logs, right? So no, maybe vendor product also will not define because all the logs are being stored on Windows only.
And source type will not.
Source type also. So if you define source type, maybe further you can filter because Windows index have all event like application event also, security event also, like and system event also. But you're looking for security related event, login failure. You can further define source types equal to security. So it will target only security logs, not system or application. That you can further filter out. See, if you define directly without source type also directly define, still query will work. But always we have to go from broad to narrow. It will take less resources. Are you getting my mind? That is the reason. So now let's start. You can see my screen, right? You can see my screen. So I can type.
Yes.
Vendor product. Vendor. See right now, if I type only star and search for 15-minute logs, let's see what is coming. Right now we have two different type of devices integrated in this. You can see three hosts we have. One the search is host name actually is a Linux device, Linux. So this logs coming. The firewall logs is not coming. Firewall logs क्यों नहीं आ रहे हैं इसमें? कल तो आ रहे थे, आज कैसे बंद हो गए? Anyways, I'll check it out. 127 में आ रहे हैं firewall logs. Let me check. So we can use 127 otherwise.
Sir, we can put a in search query as a firewall, then we can see.
नहीं विदाउट भी तरीका है ना देखने का. This is my environment, so I can understand without even checking.
Right, sir.
Firewall logs नहीं आ रहे हैं. तो 118 इंस्टेंस है जो है 192 118 इंस्टेंस जो है लॉग फॉरवर्ड नहीं कर रहा है. इसमें प्रॉब्लम है, ये इंस्टेंस में प्रॉब्लम है ऐसा लग रहा है. $127 it should forward. और ये गड़बड़ हो गया. हाँ कल चेंज कर दिया, D2 करना D1 कर दिया मैं. समझ में आ गया. ठीक है. आई विल डू दिस आफ्टर दैट. आई चेंज द I have to configure in D2, so I have configured in D1. I have to configure two destination. One is Splunk and one is Sentinel. Yesterday I was taking Sentinel training. So I configured Sentinel IP address. So there is option to configure multiple destination through command line. Through command line, I have to select log destination 2, but I had selected log destination 1. However, I configured it through CLI only. So, but it configured like log destination 1. So it is Sentinel IP address. So that is the reason it stops sending the logs. I have to configure. Anyways, right now I'm giving Windows example. So for once we come on firewall, then we'll see firewalls. So right now you can see if I type asterisk only, you will see asterisk means all the logs for 50 minutes, right? So host means 3 different hosts forwarding the logs. Right now, this host, and this host. 3 different hosts are forwarding the logs. Are you getting what I'm saying? Huh?
So it is showing in host search head also forwarding the logs. So is it just the name or
This is a host name of machines which are forwarding the logs.
search head?
This search head actually a host name I given, but it is actually Linux server.
Okay.
For cluster environment, host name I had given search head 131 later previously when I explained taking the advanced batch. So I had given just host name as one search head, but that is actually a host name. Right now there is not a search head, there is a normal Linux server, but host name we can change. So host name I had given search head 131. So it is actually a Linux server. So Linux we had integrated like last time, and we have these 2 Windows devices when you can see which are forwarding the logs. So right now 3 devices are forwarding the logs on this. One is
These
Linux.
2 are servers or
all are servers.
okay.
Now you can see source type. You can see source type WMI win security. Security logs will come here. You can see Windows PowerShell logs coming. WMI win log system, right? Performance CPU load because CPU also integrated. Performance network interface logs, right? Win event logs, performance logs, WMI event logs, right? So you can see various type of source types we have. Debug, this is for Linux. Analyzer debug for Linux. So you can see these are various source type for Windows. So we are looking for login failure event. So login failure related to security only, right? It must capture under the WMI winlog security. If you are receiving the log from universal forwarder, then it will not capture WMI. It will just capture winlog security, right? It will not capture as WMI because right now the devices log which are coming in is through WMI method. So hence it is capturing source type WMI winlog security.
Sir, you have we have 2 Windows systems for which logs are coming in this type. So for 2 Windows system security logs are coming in this field, the first one.
Right, because source type will remain same, right? If you 100 type of device also source type is common, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you type it here. If you type source type equal to Windows WMI Windows security, you will get the security log for all the devices, right?
All the devices.
One is you can define source type and look for the logs. Another is you can also define vendor product. You can see vendor product right now, Microsoft Windows. Linux add-on is not installed, hence this Linux device has not been mapped with vendor product because add-on has not been installed on this. So it is showing right now as one vendor product is Microsoft Windows. Microsoft Windows. Once you install the add-on, then only normalization will happen and it will add the vendor product. So right now I'm looking at Microsoft Windows logs. I can define vendor product equal to vendor hyphen product is equal to Microsoft Windows. Soft Windows. It will capture Windows logs. You can see I have used double quotes. I will tell you why I have used double quotes. Double quotes I have used, right? Because there is a space. When there is space, you have to use double quotes. So now it will show you all Windows logs, no other devices logs. When you give Microsoft Windows, enter program Microsoft Windows, it will show you only Microsoft Windows logs. It won't show any other devices logs. Okay. Now you are looking for login failure event, right? So you have to search right login failure is capturing where, which field it is capturing login failure.
Sir,
The logs. Yes. What are you saying?
sir, sorry, sir. So, sir, if we have add-ons, then only the vendor product query will
Right.
run,
Mapping will happen, right?
Okay.
Because vendor product normally mapping will not happen unless you have add-on installed. Once the log will get normalized, then only mapping will happen. On the same perspective, you understand we have to deploy add-on for all the devices. So you can easily see vendor product for all the devices which have been integrated. Okay.
And sir, that we can check in app, like which add-ons we have. Like here in the left side, you have interesting fields. So in this app, it is showing 3.
This one I will tell you. Selected field. selected.
No, sir. I'm saying like if we want to check like how many add-ons we have right now, so can we check from here somewhere?
How
Yeah,
many
yeah.
add-ons? You have to go and manage app.
Oh,
Manage
okay.
app, and there you can check.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, sir, we can check under the vendor list, right? Like there was only Microsoft Windows because we only have add-on for Microsoft right now for this particular
Right.
machine.
You may have add-on installed already, but
Right.
it's coming from Microsoft Windows, and Linux also coming, but add-on is not installed. But maybe we have add-on already installed, because usually production will not install unnecessarily. But here people got access to this instance, so they are installing unnecessarily add-ons as well. Or even those devices we don't have, but sometimes they are installing, because you will have admin access, right, on this instance. So that is how it happens. Okay, so what I'm looking for now Microsoft Windows I have used, right? Now I have to look for login failure event, right? Login failure. So login failure event, I have to search. So that means logs from device vendor Microsoft Windows, and event should be login failure, right? Action should be login failure. But login failure, how we can identify whether particular event is login failure event? Let's say message showing as account was log off. This is message showing as account was logged off. Is this login failure?
No.
This is showing as it was somebody has login and he has been log off from the system, right? So this is log off event, right? But I'm looking for especially login failure event. 131 is actually also Windows, not a Linux actually. It's showing as 131 also, right? It's actually a Windows computer name 131, host name 131. It's Windows, not Linux. It is not a Linux. This particular log is from 131, so it is actually a Windows one, not Linux. Linux is not integrated, it seems. So it one log off, right? Now we can see this event is for event code 4624, right? An account was
Successful log on.
Somebody has successfully logged in, right? Somebody has successfully logged in. So in this particular system, right, that is what the event has been captured. Login failure, and user was anonymous login. That is, anonymous login means system login. Automatically internal system login will happen, so on which username will not capture, right? In that case, it will capture anonymous login, because any particular user has not been captured, has not been logged in. When you log in, your username will capture, but sometimes system will also do the internal login activities. For that, it will not capture username, it will show anonymous login. Generally, this is not a part of our investigation, our analysis. So we generally, what we do is we filter out these result. Okay, so this was login successful event, right? So what you see in this, now I want login failure, right? So let me check which host we have, so that we can see, we can do some login failure. Let's do some login failure and generate some login failure event, so that we'll have some login failure event here.
So if it is impossible to command like this software, Microsoft Windows in any specific to login failure.
But I want to showcase my step by step.
Right option is there. I'm sorting that.
I want to showcase how the event are looking like. Okay. Logs are coming so many. The device that I have just now and did the login failure user.
4625 login failure.
Sure. नहीं वो लगता वो user capture नहीं हुआ लगता this device is not integrated seems on which I did the login failure. That device is not integrated seems. Let me do it on 118. But 118 तो मैं हटा दिया लगता है ना उसका forwarding. I remove the forwarding for 118. 125, right? Let me do it on 125. 125. Administrator. करना चाहिए था. Now you'll see this event. You can see account domain. Account domain means it will showcase domain name server in case of you have domain name, right? Right now I'm locally login, local account. So this is my desktop hostname has been captured. Now what you will see, computer name. Computer name means on which somebody login. This is the server IP has been captured. Computer name means server IP address on which I try to login. I try to login 118 server, right? 125 server. So remote server on which I try to login, this hostname has been captured. Clear point? And workstation name. Workstation name means from which system you try to login. This is my laptop. This is my laptop host name. Because desktop 7D 9G2V 2V 9G2V. This is my, you can see host name of my laptop. You can see here CMD type host name. You can see from which I try to login. So I try to login from this particular system on this particular server. It's captured under the computer name, right? And what happens? You can see failure region, unknown user and bad password. Message, an account failed to login. Means if somebody failed to login, it will capture under message, an account failed to login, account name, account, all this has been captured here in detail, right? Apart from that, it captured event code 4625. It captured event code 4625 and audit failure, workstation name capture, action is equal to failure capture, right? Account failed to login, destination capture as, and means source name of the server on which try to login, right? That captured as a destination. And
Destination and computer name are same.
And source is host name, right? Host name. See what happens is logs are getting normalized now. So what happens is workstation has been mapped. Workstation, a computer, because a computer name has been mapped with source. Sorry, destination. And workstation has been mapped with source. These are normalized field. After normalization, you can see source destination is the server on which we try to log in, and source is the desktop from which I try to log in my laptop. From this system is source, right? Source, I try to log in on this particular destination, right? And login got failed, and account was failed to login, right? And what was the username? Username after normalization, it will capture under the field user. Username will capture under the field user after normalization, right? In the Windows, it captured in the field account name. Under the account name, this is Windows specific event. But after normalization, it captured under the field user. It will map, right? It will map the device specific field set with the Splunk defined common field set. So count name will be mapped with the field user. What? Common field user, right? So Sandeep username, try to log in, right? And login got failed because of user logon with misspelled or bad user account, right? Are you getting my point? And resulting is failure. So now I have to identify. I'm looking for failure login, right? So what I can mention here for login failure? What I have to define some unique field, right? I can define like failure region equal to unknown username or bad password. It is big, right?
You can mention user is equal to Sandeep.
No, but I want right now. I want failure login failure.
Event ID.
Login failure. I have to use right. So any unique thing I have to find which define this event is login failure. Either you can define like this whole message, an account failed to login, but it's a big message, right?
Event
So
code.
action is equal to failure.
If I define action is equal to failure, you are saying action is equal to type is equal to audit failure or action is equal to failure. But action is equal to failure does not mean that login failure. There are many failure activity happen in the Windows. Some file has been accessed, but access has been failed. Some service is running, but it failed. It always capture as action is equal to failure. But action is equal to failure does not mean that it's login failure. All failure action will capture as failure. So I cannot use this field action is equal to failure. Otherwise, it will capture so many different failure action, not just login failure. Are you getting what I'm saying? Everybody is clear?
Yes,
You have
sir.
failure region unknown user password, but it is big one, big field again. The Easy way is here in Windows is event code. We call as event ID or event code, right? 4625. What happens in Windows? Whenever any activity happen, it will generate a unique event ID that is captured under event code. That is called event ID. For example, if you log in and login got failed, event code will be 4625. If you login got success, the event code is 4624. Account got locked out, login account got locked out, it will generate a unique event. Account deleted, account enable, account disabled, right? All activities will generate a unique event ID, means unique event code, right? So event code, we can identify what activity is happening. By seeing just event code 4625, I can understand it's a login failure event. Are you getting my point? Everybody is getting my point? So Microsoft has
So this is a standard code in every SIM tool or only in Splunk?
No, this is not a SIM tool code. This is a Windows code. This event is
So
from
this is only
Windows,
for Windows
right?
failure. I mean
This
security
is,
failure.
right. This is for Windows, right? So Windows capture this event ID. When Windows capture the event, right? It generates the event ID. You can see Windows event IDs, Windows event IDs. And here you can search Windows event ID. You can see various 4-digit event code. Invalid use of LPC, you can see user initiates log of 4647, right? A replay attack was detected 4649. So these are various, IDs, event IDs for an account, and a computer account was created, right? If account was created, it will generate an event with the event code 4741. Account was changed 4742. Account was deleted 4743. Right? So in event is generated and event code is 4743, we'll understand the account has been deleted. For that, even the event has been generated.
So Linux and security devices also have those kind of event codes?
Event code, almost all the devices generate the event code, unique event ID for unique kind of action. But since Windows generates just for 4-digit, it's easy to remember. And Windows is one of the device which have high number. You'll have so many users log in. We have lakhs of users, right, in the big enterprise. So it is expected from you that you will remember. However, firewalls also generate the event ID, but they generate 14-digit, 16-digit event ID. It is difficult to remember. So we use some other field set to identify particular action instead of event IDs. But if you see the firewall documentation, if you do not find any particular field to identify particular activity, then we can still use event code. You can Google it, what is the event code for particular activity, and we can use on our query. But since Windows just generate 4-digit event ID, it is easy to remember and easy to use. However, most of the devices generate event IDs, which capture under event code in the Splunk. Are you going to mind? Windows are very popular. Every workstation will have Windows. Servers, we have Windows, right? It is expected from you that you remember event IDs. Interview will ask this question. So let's write what are the important event IDs that you have to remember. It's homework for you.
So sir, Linux also will have different event IDs.
Sir, how we recognize it is important or not?
I am telling you.
Okay.
Let's write that you have remember. Account created, account deleted. You download this document and go through. Okay, you download this document from here. You can download and you can go through. Account created, account deleted. Why it is important? Maybe particular scenarios.
It's a hacking base.
Maybe what happens is maybe some internal threat. The IAM team which have the access to account creation, right? They may create a high privilege account, do some activity, and they can delete it after some time. There's a possibility that internal threat, IAM team or someone from team who has the privileges to create an account, they can create an account for them, high privilege account. They can do some activity and delete it, right? So if account is created and deleted within a short period of time, it's a matter of concern, right? So you should know, right? Account deleted, created and deleted. You will analyze those kind of event. So you should remember the event IDs. Are you getting my point? So, and sometime maybe compromise happen. Attacker may create an account and delete it to evade the evidence, to delete the evidence. So you look at those kind of logs. User at what time log in, what time log off. User has done some forensics. You do at what time user has logged on the network to the system, what time he has logged off. Failure login for brute force attempt happen for multiple failure login. Failure login also important. Understand? Account disabled. Maybe some account has been disabled. User have resigned and account has been disabled, but you see some login activity from account disable account, some login activities. Maybe user have resigned already, gone out of the company. He is still trying to do some activities. So you'll see some activities from disable account. Those are important logs, important event to remember. So let's write some event. What you have written? Account created, account deleted, login failure, login failure, login failure, login success, login success, account locked out, account locked, lock, account locked out,
Sir, you say compromise happened, then specifically audit log will be get deleted due to the footsteps need.
they may delete, but we already have some logs in the sim, right?
Right. Okay.
What read them? Account locked out, right? Account log off, account log off, locked out, LOCKED, 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 account is locked, log off, now it is log off. Account enabled, account enabled, account disabled, Windows shutdown, Windows shutdown / restarted, Windows shutdown / restarted. Password changed, written. Account policy was changed. Okay, so these are some of the important event IDs that you have to remember. It is expected from you doing interview, right? Server shutdown or restart is also important. I mean, workstation. So Windows server or workstation, both are same event ID for both, right? So generally we monitor if critical server shut down, critical server restarted. So we have to create the rule, right? So we identify based on the event ID only. Are you getting a point?
Sulabh, we need to remember all these events IDs or few of them which are important.
Important, which I have asked you, right, to write. These are important. That you have to remember. Otherwise, so many are there, right?
Yes.
So many. Out of this, only few I have asked you to write.
Okay. Yes.
That you have to remember. Okay.
So
You can-
we need to remember all these IDs maybe in future to create correlation rules as well.
Of course, in future analysis you do, incident analysis you do, right? That time you have to remember because you understand, okay, 4625 means login failure, login success, account enable, account disable. Because you do this activity on a daily basis. You should remember.
Okay.
An interviewer will judge you, right, whether you work on real time or not. If you do not remember event IDs, interviewer will understand that you do not have experience.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing it on a daily basis, investigation analysis, you should remember it. If you're not remembering it, that means you did not work it properly or you did not work at all. Okay. So now you can see I can now I have option any field I can write on the query to filter out the result, but easy way is to identify using event code for failure login. I can write event code equal to 4625. So I will write operator called a logical operator. I will write AND, A and D, and why I've written end event code equal to 4625. You can see AND is a logical operator. Or why I have written AND means because this condition is also mandatory, and on this event code should be 4625. Mean this condition should be true as well as event code should be 4625. If both are matching, then we'll get the result. If you write two or more condition under AND operator, if both are matching, then only you will get the result. Are you getting what I'm saying? I have used AND operator, right? That means both are mandatory condition. For example, when you search vendor product 462 Microsoft Windows and event code equal 425, first of all, it will search this condition, vendor product code Microsoft Windows. Then it will check event code equal to 425. This condition is matching Microsoft Windows, but this condition is not matching. You will not get the result because both condition has been clubbed together, binded together under AND operator. AND means must. This
But
should
sir,
also
we can use only by event code, na? This event code is only for Microsoft Windows. Then we can use
Right.
only event code.
Right. Huh? No.
Microsoft Windows and
Huh?
there is no bar flash.
No, this is a field, right? This is a field. हाँ where is the bar?
In pipeline pipeline.
उस पाइप मैंने कहा बताया आपको भी क्यों जो मैं बता रहा हूँ वो भी देखो क्या डालना है बता मैं बताऊंगा जब डालना होगा तो what I am saying right now you just have a look है ना when it is needed I will tell you.
So this is also case sensitive, the and event code.
Yes, this is case sensitive. These are field, right? Event code is a field, vendor product is a field, right? So these are case sensitive.
Okay.
Because event code is in capital and vendor product is in small, vendor product. So I have kept it like this. Event code mein event code both are capital E and C, right?
Mhm.
So this is case sensitive. This is case sensitive. If you type small e, C, it will not work, right? So you understand? I have used AND operator. AND operator means whatever condition you write under AND operator, both should be true. All should be true. Then only you will get the result. In this condition, I have a true condition. One is vendor product by Windows and event code equal to 425. So first, it will run the condition. This condition, it will check vendor product equal to Windows. Yes, it will find some logs. Then it will run the second condition. Under Microsoft Windows log, it will search for the event code equal to 425. If there is no event which are having event code 425, it won't show any logs, right? Because this condition will be failed, will not match, right? So AND means whenever you want all matching should match, all results should match, you have to use AND operator. Now you search it here, login failure for last 15 minutes. You see, it will show you all login failure event only. Let's search for last 24 hours.
Sir, can we use comma to separate fields?
So now you can see how many event, the 380 event, all events are having same event code 4625. All are login failure event. You can see event code 4625 will be highlighted.
So why there is event identifier like same as event code?
There can be multiple field set for the same value. There can be multiple field set. So you can use event identifier also in this case. Understand? So there can be multiple field sets. Event identifier has been made with event code field. So any unique field you have to look at, any unique field, right? So now you can see, this is the raw logs. Normalized logs. You can see all are login field event account failed to login, right? How many event you have? 380. So here you can see here you can see selected field set. Here you can see interesting field set. Selected field set will be showing here, which and also it will showing down in raw logs or below the raw logs. Without clicking on this arrow button, it will show the most important logs. You can see host, source and source type, host, source and source type. Every log you can see common field set, host, source and source type, right?
Metadata, right, sir?
Metadata field set. So the host, source and source type you can see it here, right? So you can see these are interesting field set, all other field set which capture the data. These all other field set which have been captured the data. You can see under the interesting field set. You can see what does it mean? Host equal to 3. Host is showing us 3. Means this Windows login failure event you have seen, it has captured the event from 3 hosts, 3 different hosts. Means 3 different hosts have generated this event. And there are 2 sources have been captured and there are 2 source type has been captured, right? Now you can see there are 9 account name has been captured. 9 account name. Account name is Windows specific field set, which will be mapped with the user field set after normalization, right? So under user also you can see the similar. You can see user. I had explained what is source and source type. One of the session I had explained what is source type, host and source. You will not watch, will not understand.
Yeah, it's in a metadata under, sir.
Index, source type,
Yes.
and these full metadata field I explained on one of the session. So source is not very important, right? Mostly we do not use source type, source in searching. We may use source type. for searching. Okay, now you can see we have logs from how many? 10 users. User is showing us 10, right? That means there are 10 users field login happen. Administrator Sulabh, Vidhi, Subham, Sandeep, Vikas, Subhu, Amrut, ABCD, like this. 10 different users we have logged in last 24 hours, right? So it is showing the value. It is showing the value, all value app is equal to 1, right? Body and all those field destination. There are 3 different destinations has been captured on which somebody tried to log in. There are 3 different servers or workstation somebody tried to log in, right? So every field set is showing some values. Event code is showing us one only. Why it is showing for 1 event code? Because we have only
we have searched with 1.
4625 only. That's the reason is showing us event code is 4625. Source, there are 2 different system try to log in and login field. Source system are there are 2 different. This is my system and this is another one system which try to log in. Have you got a point? So now you can see here alpha in the field, some field alpha, some field are showing us has alpha has. So alpha means string. Alpha means this particular field contains string values. String means alphanumerical. You can see account and domain capture words also and numerical also. Words. So it may have string means it can be a word, it can be a combination of numeric plus alphabetical. When you see the hash, it's only numerical. You can see caller will be numerical value only. You can see date and time numerical, minute numerical. So you will see hash means numerical, alpha means string. Are you got a point? Means this particular field will have string, means combination of numerical and alphabetical. Clear my point? Right? So we can see.
Sir, I have a question here. In the same search string, I mean, can you use and put another event also?
Yes.
From the same. Okay.
We'll do that.
Sir, I just have a question. Like this, we are you just shows us like there are 10 users, different names. So it's like we are getting the logs from Windows server, and then on that particular server, 10 users are logged in. So we are getting
Not logged in. Try to log in and login got failed.
Yes, trying to get login and they failed. So it's about that. And are we getting the details of their like laptop or desktop from which they are connected to that particular server?
We have got it right. There are 2 there are 2 different laptop has been involved. Source, you can see under SRC.
Source.
The 2 desktop involved. One is this one and one is this one. This is my
There
laptop.
are 10 users, right?
10 users.
So
I only tried, right? I only tried with
I
different
tried from same laptops, yeah.
Okay,
same laptop because it's 365 since yesterday I'm trying. Yesterday I took Sentinel class, so that also I tried. Sentinel system is also integrated with Sentinel also. So since last 24 hours there are many login failure. Just to showcase a scenario, I am trying to with a different username.
Okay, sir, got it.
Login got failed, right? So different username I tried right here by putting here.
Yes, sir.
I put different username. But this system I did not try. Maybe it is someone else's system from my office, which somebody tried yesterday, right? But this is my system only since yesterday I'm trying multiple login failure I'm creating.
Yes, sir, got it. Thank you.
Sir, what is that account domain?
IP address. What?
Account domain.
Account domain is the domain controller address. When you have domain, when you have domain account, username will be your user account, right? IP address the server IP address or host name, and domain name will be the domain name server domain host name, right? But here since it is local login, then domain name will be your system login or your server login. Domain name only server on which authentication is happening. So destination on which you are trying to log in, right? That will capture as a domain or source.
Okay, it will capture the domain controller, right?
Controller, because right now we are not using domain controller. So local system on which you are trying to log in, that will capture as a domain name.
Okay, sir.
Okay. In case you are using domain account, the domain controller hostname will capture. When you Accenture.co or Accenture.com is domain name for internal login, so that will capture there. You got a point? In case of local login, particular server hostname will capture.
Okay.
So now you can see we get the login failure from these many accounts, Sulabh, Vidhi, Subham, right? Now I want login failure for the user Vidhi and Sulabh. Let's say I want for only Sulabh right now, only for the user Sulabh. So what condition I can write? I can write AND operator again and user equal to Sulabh. AND operator, right? See, there are 3 logical operators, AND, OR, and NOT. AND, OR, and NOT that we can use. There are 3 logical operators. What are those operators?
And or not.
OR and NOT.
Yeah, it's like a Boolean search.
Boolean.
Boolean operator, right? A three logical operator and, or, and not. If I write under AND operator, one condition and second condition and third condition, right? When all are true, then only you'll get the result. If this condition also matches, this condition also matches, this condition also matches, all matches, then only you'll get the result. This condition matches, but this condition matches, but this condition did not match, it will not result. If so, it will try from one to another. This condition itself is not matched, it will not get the result. Let me showcase when you search login failure event how it works, right? So you search vendor product of Microsoft Windows, right? So in this whole main index, it will search vendor product. Let's say these many event are vendor product of Microsoft Windows. Let me try the query here. Vendor hyphen product equal to Microsoft Windows, right? Right? And you have written and event code, right? Event code equal to 4625 and user equal to, let's say, Sulabh. So how this condition will work? Okay. So first of all, this query will run vendor product equal to Microsoft Windows. Let's say found Windows logs. So these many Microsoft Windows logs. Then it will check event code 4625. In this query, it will check is there an event code having 4625. If there is no event, it will not run the further query because this is not match, right? It will not try to match further because as per the AND operator, all conditions should match. Then only you will get the result. It will not match further. The query will time out, will get interrupted, and you won't get any result. Right? Let's say you got now event code 4625. Out of this Microsoft Windows, these many 4625 failure event. Then it will check further AND condition. AND condition is again true. These two conditions become true, right? Now it check user equal to Sulabh because user equal to Sumit, user equal to Salini, user equal to Vidhi. There is no event where user equal to capture Sulabh. Again, you won't get any result because this two matches, but they did not match. And as per the AND operator, because it's under AND operator, and as per the AND operator, this condition should match. But it is not matching, you won't get any result. But right now, user equal to Sulabh, you match, then you'll get all the event which are matching for user equal to Sulabh, all this condition. One event match, you will get one event. Second event will capture one by one. Let's say so many event it's happening, so many event, right? It will capture one by one event. Matches? Yes, matches. Second event, Microsoft Windows, yes. Event code 4625, no, it is 4634, it will not match. Third event, Microsoft Windows 4625, user equal to Sulabh, not, but this is for user Sandeep, not matched. Matches, user equal to Sulabh, yes, then this event will show it here. Get your point? How it works? So end condition is also be true, then only you'll get the result. Clear point? Now let's say you want from two users. We'll do it practically as well. Let's say you want for the user Sulabh and Sandeep. So what condition will you write?
We'll write Sulabh or user is equal to the other name of user.
You will write like this and Sulabh, user equal to Sulabh and
No, or
user equal to Sandeep. Is this true?
No, we will put or.
Who is saying this is correct? Anybody who is saying this is correct or not correct?
This is incorrect.
This is also correct if you want to check simultaneously both user failure.
So is it possible? Because it is checking one by one event, right? One by one. One event, right? Every event is checking. Is it possible the one event is from user Sulabh also and Sandeep also? Is it possible?
Yes.
No, sir.
Event for user Sulabh as well as Sandeep. Is it possible?
No.
So do you think that this condition is correct?
No.
Username contains.
It can be correct.
How it can be correct?
So
No, it can't
Sandeep
be correct
there
because-
can be login failure from Sandeep's account. There can be login failure from Sulabh's account as well.
No, but it has to be checked for first Sulabh and then for Sandeep. But
Right, because it is checking one by one event, right? One by one. First of all, it will make a one event and check. Microsoft Windows, yes. Event code 4625, yes. Then user equal to Sulabh, yes. Then further, user equal to Sandeep. Is it possible?
No.
event is for the user Sulabh, is it possible same event for the user Sandeep? The answer is
No,
no,
sir.
it's not possible. So is it possible for any event which has two username?
No, sir.
Because it is not checking multiple events at the same time. It is checking one by one, right? Are you getting my point? One
Yes,
by
sir.
one. So this condition is not correct, right? Because one event cannot be from two username. So when you write AND condition, it will check single event. When you write OR condition, it will check multiple event, right? So in this case, what you should write, user equal to Sulabh
Or user is equal
AND
to Sandeep.
condition.
And
Under the condition you should write bracket, then you should write user equal to
Sulabh or
or Sandeep.
Sandeep.
user equal to whatever condition you write under OR, one should match to get the result. One should match. So how it will match? How it will match now? Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see many event here. Now let's pick up this event, right? Let's pick up this event. Vendor product equal to max order, yes. Event code equal to 465, yes. And this condition is under AND condition, right? Further OR you have user equal to Sulabh, no. Then OR you have user equal to Sandeep, yes. One matches, then AND condition will become true. The full is under AND, right? And this is OR. OR means either one should match. Means this should be either for the log should be either for the user Sulabh or for the user Sandeep. For this particular user, log is for the, let's say for the user Sandeep. It will show you Microsoft Windows login for the user Sandeep. One log you got for Sandeep. Next log.
I'm sorry, Sulabh. So both can be true, right? So it can be used for Sulabh as well, for Sandeep as well.
Next log can be.
Sir,
But
your
one
video
log
has
cannot be-
been stuck.
one log cannot be from two user, right?
Sorry, your screen is
Next
frozen.
log.
Sir, your screen is stuck.
Acha, screen is stuck. Okay. One log cannot be from two different users.
Sir,
Yeah.
what if we want to search 3 or 4 users?
Again, or user equal to
Okay.
Sulabh, or user equal to Sandeep, user equal to Vidhi, user equal to Abhilasa, like this. Okay, so this is under OR and this is under AND. So whatever the result you get, it is under AND. So one to become this AND condition true, this at least one should be true, right? Then AND condition will become true. So this will get true. Now user equal to Sulabh, yes. Then it will not match for the user equal to Sandeep because user equal to Sulabh matched, and OR condition become true. One should match, right?
It will check 1 minute.
One should match 1 minute. So this is for Sulabh, this event. Next event, user equal to Sandeep, sorry, Windows 425, yes. And user equal to Sulabh, no. User equal to Sandeep, no. Then this condition become false because under end operator condition was written false. It won't show for any user because neither it is from Sulabh nor from user. So it won't show anything. Are you getting my point? The OR operator means either one should be true to get the result. So I have written end operator under AND means one, it will be true, then it will further do the AND. This become true and this should become true. So either it is from user Sandeep or from Sulabh, then only you'll get the result. So if you want from any of the two users, then you write under OR operator. So one event cannot be from two users, but it will look for different event. One event for the user Sandeep, maybe other event for the user Sandeep, Sulabh. Then Sandeep, then Sulabh, then Sandeep, then Sulabh. Maybe if all the user for Sandeep, then you'll get all of for Sandeep because there is no login failure for the user Sulabh. Are you getting my point? There is no login failure for the user Sulabh.
Yeah, so
Sir,
we
if
can
we
also
require both the users, if
Huh?
we
What?
require both the users, then what we introduce?
Both the user is for OR condition. One by one only it will get going to evaluate, right?
yes.
One particular event at a time. It may be for the user Sulabh, or it may be for the user Sandeep. It will show for both the user. In case you have log for both user, it will show for both user. In case you have for one, it will show for one. In case you don't have for any, it won't show anything.
So can we also do this? Can we use this event code 4625 or event code 4624?
Array 4624 for login success, right? Not for login failure.
Yeah, login success or login failure for user solo. We can search that also, right?
If you anywhere you can write this condition or not.
Okay. Yes.
Any of the such condition.
Got it.
I'm just giving an example. Whatever you want, you can write.
Okay.
You
Sir,
want
can you show the screen, please?
failure, successful and failure, both log you want, then you can write event code equal to 4625 or event code equal to 4624. Right? You can see it here. What we have done right now, we have applied AND condition for the user 4625 and Sulabh. You can see now user is only showing Sulabh. Let me search. Let me run the search query. It was only for the user Sulabh, not for any other users. You can see all logs are for only Sulabh, 78 logs. Now I want for user Vidhi and Sulabh both, so I have to use bracket here under OR bracket. I will use OR operator here. OR user equal to Vidhi, right? So what it will do? It will do is it will search for user equal to Sulabh or user equal to Vidhi for both user. If we have the log, it will show. Now I can see it here. You can see it's shown the Vidhi and Sulabh. 78 logs for the Sulabh and 66 is for user Vidhi. It is showing for log for, you can see this is for which user? This is for user Sulabh, right? And similarly, you will have logs for user Vidhi also. Understand? Clear my point?
Yes, sir, I have a query. So let's say we don't have like we have a new user A and user B. So if you write like user different names like someone Saurabh and Gaurav anything, and before user you put OR, so did we get the result for Sulabh and everyone who has login failure?
And where you want?
Like you can just change the names, like user equals to any name like Saurabh or something, which yeah, like Aishwarya, you can write anything.
But there is no login failure, then how will you get the login failure for unknown user?
No, sir. I want to change. I want to change as well, like before, like this second AND to OR.
Like in an OR.
This one?
No, there's two AND.
After
AND
event code.
No. Yeah, this one. If we change it to OR, and then user equals to, you can write Ash and user equals to any other user.
You won't get anything.
But sir, we should get every user's logs, right?
So every user, but then you do not define username, then you'll get every user's.
No, sir. I'm just asking in case like we don't know whether we have the logs for those two persons, so it will give us the logs for everyone, right? But not for those two persons.
I said not condition.
You will have to mention user equal star.
Then see, no need to define username directly here. You get directly user for all user, right? Without defining username. Here.
No, sir. But in case I'm not sure whether I have logs for Aishwarya and let's suppose for Saurabh. So in that case, I mention like user equals to Aishwarya or user equals to Saurabh.
No, do not need to. You just define a login failure and check it out whether you have user equal to Aishwarya or not under user. You can see.
Oh, okay.
It is for all users. It is for all user administrator. How many Sulabh? How many Vidhi? How many? So we have this many users. Top 10.
Okay, sir. So we don't need to define that.
Do not need to define. Usually, I mean, if you want to search like for all users, you will search like this. But for investigation, you know that for which user you want to do the investigation. Alert has been triggered, high number of windows login for user Vidhi. So you will analyze for the Vidhi only. You run the search query for user Vidhi only. You know that. You have to do the analysis for last 24 hours, 48 hour logs for user Vidhi only. Then you will search for user Vidhi.
Sir, in case of exceptional, so except this user, display the logs for other users. So what do you use?
I'm telling you. Step by step. Not right, not condition that we have put in that case. Okay, so now we understand that we have run this query, right? OR condition, right? So OR means if you want from user Sulabh and Vidhi both, right? So if OR condition you have written, one should be true to get the result, right? So we wanted to have login failure event for the user Vidhi and Sulabh, so we type this. Now I want for all user, but not for the user Sulabh, right? So I can use not user equal to Sulabh, not operator. It also called whitelisting operator. Whitelisting, not operator, right? So user equal to Sulabh. Now, you can see now for all user, but not for the user equal to Sulabh.
Except Solo.
Right? Now let's say you want for all user, but not for the user Sulabh and Vidhi. From these two users you don't want, but you want for all user. What do you do now?
Or.
And?
No, or.
Neither nor. Right? It will not be or and. How it can be and? Because two user cannot be on same log, right? So it will be or. Neither, not means neither, nor. Neither Sulabh nor Vidhi. When you write not, please neither nor. Neither Sulabh nor Vidhi. Right? Or operator you have to write. Not operator first, then neither this one nor this one. Get your point? So not operator you have to use first, then you have to use under or operator. So it will show you now all user, but not for the user
Except for solo and Vidhi.
and nor for Vidhi. It will show you for all users.
Instead of user, we can write post variable.
Right now we wanted to search based on users. Any field you can search. Whatever fields are capturing the data, right? Any field you can give and filter out the result. Get your point?
We can filter login ID as well, event ID as well.
Event ID, login ID, whatever. You have to find out anything what you want to search, right? But any
Yes.
field you can use in your query. Not only just username or event code. Any field which are populating on the result, you can include on your search result what you want to filter. And you can use using operators.
Sir, can you use IP address of source IP address?
You can use it. उसके लिए थोड़ा firewall log चाहिए, firewall logs.
No, in result, just I want to see
Windows
source
do not
IP address.
capture, Windows do not capture the IP address. No, that's the reason. Windows we have integrated based on the DNS. It capturing host name only. So IP address and all it will capture by the firewall.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So one quick question, Sulabh. So if we don't enter that braces, for example, in Splunk query, when we enter the query, so will it execute the query or else will it show any error, like syntax error or something?
What?
So in Splunk, when we write that query, if we miss that bracket, so will it execute that query or will it show it as an error or something?
Right now it will execute. This query it will execute.
Okay, like you are telling that it depends upon the query. If we don't enter the query, sometimes it may throw an error, but if sometimes it may execute.
Right. But in complex query, you may get confused. This very simple query, it will run. But in complex query, writing the bracket is simplifying that you have written the right query. But right now it will execute. You can see simple query, you can see the same thing. But
So
it's not-
basically brackets are used only for specification.
it is not executing. You can see with the user also.
It is showing, yeah, it is showing Vidhi as well.
As well, right? So this is not this is only it is only capturing accepting Sulabh. Only giving the expression Sulabh, not for the VOVC, hence bracket is required.
Yeah, because we are using two Boolean operators, that's why. Three.
Use the video. We have to use the operator here.
So, sir, is there any sequence for using these operators, or we can again use and extend this query?
Always sequences from broad to narrow. Broad to narrow. You can see, first of all, we have identified Windows logs for all different logs. Then we have identified login failure logs. Then we identify login failure from which all user, but not for these two users, right? So that is the sequence, broad to narrow.
So if we use multiple logical operators,
if you write this first, then this first, then this, query will still work. But this is not the optimized way. This is not the right way. It will take time and it will take more resources.
So if we use multiple operators, it's best to use braces. If we won't use, it won't get executed. Correct?
What?
So if we use multiple logic operators, it is better to use brackets. So if you don't use
bracket,
it, won't
yes.
execute.
It is mandatory now. You can see this condition. It was mandatory to write the bracket. Otherwise, it is only considering this. It is not considering this as exception. It is considering another operator under OR.
Okay.
Not only it is doing this one, and it is considering another OR operator here. Okay.
This search query will be same for all the sim tools, or it depends upon the.
The operators will work same what you are writing, but next class I'll be talking about SPL, search processing language, more deep down query on Splunk. So that query is different. Splunk use SPL, means search processing language.
Sentinel use
KQL. QRadar use AQL, aerial query language. Sentinel will use what? KQL, coastal query language. But those languages are similar. If you work on a Splunk SPL, right, it is similar to KQL also. Just name is different. Their names are field names are different, command names are different. We use command. Splunk has 150 plus commands for searching. That we'll discuss in the next class SPL. So that is Splunk has 150 plus commands for searching and reporting. But simple query right now, field-based query that we are writing right now, it is almost common for all the sim tools. That field-based query that using logical operators. Okay, let me get some firewall logs. So let me check it out how we can configure it through it. Set status enable. Set enable. Config log syslog D setting, syslog D2 setting. Config log syslog D2 setting. Set server. set server 2.168.0.118 set mode UDP set mode UDP set facility local 7 करना है क्या local 7 so set facility local S7 and uh, 125 में check 120 no, 118 अच्छा तो CEF के लोग आ रहे हैं CEF फॉर्मेट में लोग आ रहे हैं CEF फॉर्म को CEF सेट फॉर्मेट रॉ रॉ के लिए हाँ डायरेक्टली छुट्टी set format default set format default set format default अभी आ रहा है ठीक है अभी आएगा so what you understood and operator right or operator not operator not hello am I audible
Yes,
Yes.
you're audible and screen is visible.
okay so let's see let's now search whether we have firewall logs coming in we can do something with related to firewall now firewall logs are coming let's say now vendor product will capture as FortiGate firewall okay see vendor product is capturing as Fortinet firewall okay just wait for 1 minute these people has gone out I'm just waiting for them to come in we'll not take break next half an hour will wind up so we'll not take break today do you want 2 minute break 5 minute break 5 minute break we can take 5 minutes it is 10 11 7 right now 12 you come back okay 5 minutes
Okay.
5 minute break you do 5 minute Okay, so let's come back. Hello, I'm audible? Let me share my screen.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Share my screen. What? Audible, right?
Yes, sir,
Yes,
you're audible.
audible. Yeah, screen is also visible.
Now you can see we were searching the firewall logs. So firewall, it capture the vendor product equal to micro Fortinet firewall, right? I can capture this. I can type vendor hyphen product equal to, you know, you can see when Fortinet firewall, there is a space in between, right? Space. If any value has a space, you must close it with double quotes. If you do not close it double quotes, how it will consider is, it will consider like Fortinet and firewall. A space means AND operator. If you do not write the AND operator and just leave the space, it will consider as AND operator. Understand? So when I write Fortinet firewall without a space, it is considered like this. Hence, to make it as a 1 without operator, you have to close it with the double quotes. Clear? So Fortinet firewall, it will search, right? So let's search how many logs we have in last 15 minutes. So last 15 minutes, we have 31,000 logs for last 15 minutes, right? So let's say I want to search logs from this particular source IP address, let's say. You can see this query about what is source IP on this. Source IP will capture under SRC IP after normalization. SRC, you can see here, it capture source IP in the firewall, SRC IP, right? That's source IP. SRC IP is Fortinet firewall defined field set, right? And SRC IP will be mapped with SRC underscore IP after normalization. So SRC IP also you'll field set, you'll be able to see SRC IP, kahan gaya SRC IP? This is a device field set after parsing, and SRC IP is after normalization. So in Splunk, you will see both field set, device specific field set also and common field set also. So ideally we should use common field set, because right now you can see SRC IP, but you do not know, right? For checkpoint firewall it will capture, but SRC IP will be captured by every device. That is common field set. But SRC IP is not common. Fortinet firewall capture SRC IP. Maybe checkpoint may capture SRC. Maybe router will capture source address. But all will be mapped with SRC underscore IP. So this field is common. Understand? So let's say I want to search the traffic from this particular source IP address. So I can type SRC IP is equal to SRC underscore IP is equal to 192.168.0.24. Right now, if you come down and see source IP address, how many? You can see we have traffic from more than 100 IP address. By default, right click will show top 10, right? If you want to see all 100, for that we have to run SPL command. So right now I'm training you on the field-based query. Using field-based query, I cannot see in one shot in the list of 100 IP address. On left-hand side on this one, we can see only top 10 values. Understand? If you want to see it here, what are those 100 IP address? There's a command from SPL that we have to run, that we'll cover in next class. So right now, this all field set will show the top 10 value. But right now, we have 100 plus IP address, but it is the capturing us these top 10. So you can see most of the connection is from this particular source IP address. You can see how many? 17,000. Then internal IP address. Right now, this communication is both internal and external, right? Yes or no? We have not written any filter. We have not applied any filter condition that, okay, I want looking for inbound traffic only, or I'm looking for outbound traffic only. This firewall logs are showing us both inside to outside as well as outside to inside. But what we see is most traffic is going from this particular IP address. This is internal IP address, right? Source IP address. It may be internal to internal communication also, and internal to outside communication also, right? But source IP involved is this one, 24 server system IP address. And how many events are involved?
17,600.
Out of 31,000 event, 56% participation is from this particular IP address.
In DNS.
Right? So, and this particular IP address also 12,000 and around 40%. Then this is 125 server also, 125 system. So you will not come to know what a server system, but since I know, that's why I'm telling you. And 118, 180 connection. And this is this IP address or what?
No, it's a
yes, sir.
IPv6. IPv6, yes.
This IPv6, right? So this IP address must be from one of the laptop which are connected to our router. Our router is now assigning the IPv6, right? So this might be from one of the router, right? So we have 136 connection from this particular. So 127, and you can see external IP address. So this is from external IP address. This is making around how many? 49 connection, 103, 46 connection, 152, 25, and this is 19 connection. Understand? And toward which destination it is going most of the traffic, right? We understand most of the connection is from internally only, internal systems are working. But where they are trying most? What are top 10 destinations, right? So we can go on the dest underscore IP address and see. Dest underscore IP, kahan gaya? Dest most of the traffic you can see 73% is on global DNS server, which is 8.8.8. And this is again a DNS, all three are DNS servers, because we have configured this global DNS server only on our servers. So that is the reason most of the traffic are towards global DNS servers. And this 183 is our public IP address only. Internal might be hitting to our public IP address. Then towards this internal gateway address, then this is IPv6. Then this is also internal IP address. This is external IP address. This destination is towards external IP address. We can check this. What is this IP address about? But 69 connection in last 15 minutes. How many? 24 hours, 15 minutes. Around 24 connections towards the 15 minutes. We can check the IP detail. How we can check? We check on the tool called whoisdomaintools.com. This IP belongs to which company, which country, which organization, right? When it has been registered, we can check under this tool. Where? Whoisdomaintools.com. This is a very important question. Interview will ask if you have to check the IP detail, right? Or domain detail, when it has been registered, how will you check? Whoisdomaintools.com. I'm not a robot. Are you a robot? Why it is checking? I'm not a robot or you're a robot. Huh?
Brute force.
Is this having login form? Is this having login form? Or brute force is generally happening on some application or device which has the login form, right? Is this having login form?
No.
Then?
No. Unsecure botnet attack.
Botnet. This is to avoid the script. Anybody can run the script, right? This is allowing only one by one, only human to check, to use this tool, not any script to check multi IP address, right? Only human they are giving access. If anybody wants to check on bulk 100 to 100,000 IP address, they have to pay to them. Then only they will allow. Only for human being, manually they are allowing. So that is the reason you are not a robot. Robot means script, right? You see always checkbox, you are not a robot.
Yes, yes.
Ensure that this is not being filled by a script. This is not been done by a script, this is done by human. You can see this IP address belongs to whom?
Amazon.
Amazon, right? And IP location is St. Jose, US, United States. And
Most of your employees are doing shopping only.
Fourth, no, it is actually not so Amazon. Of course, it is shopping.
Then we're surfing Amazon only. You should use proxy.
आज तो संडे है ना. आज तो संडे.
Only 0.17%, sir.
तो कुछ ना कुछ कोई ना कोई एक्सेस कर रहा होगा. So maybe somebody might have connected to VPN then access Amazon.
Using your resources here.
So you can see this is registered in Amazon, right? And registered in 2000. Registered in 2000 means this IP address has been taken as a static IP address by Amazon in 2000.
Amazon services.
In the name, it has been registered in 2004 May, right? Resolve the CloudFront IP address. This is CloudFront means it's not a Amazon hopping site. It's a CloudFront IP address. CloudFront means Amazon AWS.
Okay.
So you can see all the detail Amazon technology, right? Registered updated date. You see the address also. route.amazon.com. AWS. You can see AWS.outing. The AWS IP address it is. Amazon AWS network operations. Phone number you can see, right? Multiple phone numbers you can see it here. You may see address also. Certain cases you will see address also you have. Position ID, satellite, country US. The reporting for report also report abuse, you will have email ID. In case of any activity, you will see, right? Any suspicious activity from those IP address, you can report to Amazon, right? So that's the reason various contact details have been given. Network operations center or AWS EC2 network operations center, you can report if any activity you found is suspicious towards your organization. Maybe the server have been compromised and attacker is using it and launching some activities towards your network. You can report it to Amazon, right? So every good company will share all the details so that you can reach out and report it to them, right? So we can see this is legitimate, right? This is legitimate. This is actually Amazon IP address. This is legitimate, right? So we can check the detail. We can check even domain detail also. Accenture.com. When it has been registered domain. Accenture.com. When it has been registered, you can see it here. It has been registered on how many days old? 9,034 days old. If you registered on 2000, expire domain register 2025. They will renew every year, but I mean, and IP location is Poland, Amazon. This website is actually hosted on Amazon server, so that is the reason IP location is Amazon. IP belongs to Amazon. Accenture.com. Okay, you can see this DNS admin. All this one address is given, right, as well as the email ID to report. So if you see that IP address, any domain, you can check it out, right? So when it has been registered, any email, for example, any email you received, right? Any email you received. So you want it to look like a company email, legitimate email. Somebody saying that I'm from this particular company. This particular company, like company email is Accenture.com. Mail came from Accenture.co.in. Accenture.co.in. But company email is Accenture.com. But mail came from Accenture.co.in. So you should verify, right, whether actually legitimate or not. It belongs to Accenture or not. So you can type Accenture.co.in, Accenture.co.in here, and it will tell you whether it is legitimate or not. It has been registered with Accenture name or not, or somebody else has been registered, and when it has been registered. Maybe domain has been recently registered. It can be a fake domain. Yes or no? And domain has been, if big company will register, their domain has been registered long back, right? If domain has been recently registered, it might not be belongs to Accenture. Right? You can see Accenture.co.in has been registered with Accenture LLP only. Registered CCC corporate domain, but not with Accenture name. Accenture US, Washington. Accenture LLP is different company. Accenture LLP. It has been registered with the company Accenture LLP in 2004. It do not belongs to Accenture Technology. Are you getting my point? So if you mail you receive, right, you can check it out. If domain or URL you receive, you check it out the domain detail here. When it has been registered, so which is the owner of the domain, right? So all the detail you can check it out. What is the address and everything? Clear my point? Whether particular email has came, the domain is legitimate or not. Email is legitimate or not. That also you can check with the domain detail. Domain reputation also we can check. What is the reputation? Maybe domain has been involved in sending so many phishing emails. So we can check the IP reputation and domain reputation as well. I will tell you later period. SimExpert का domain reputation check करते हैं जरा क्या है. SimExpert has been registered. We registered first time website in 2019. We started in 2016, but that time we were not having website. SimExpert.com. Hosted in GoDaddy. 2018. It means registered in 2018. Our website is hosted on GoDaddy. IP location California. Because hosted in California.
Sir, 1,231 other sites are
because that is
hosted on this server.
Shared hosting.
A shared hosting. Okay.
Dedicated hosting.
So
you will have it more.
Yeah.
So for a smaller website,
one server, so many websites.
When you have smaller website where you won't see huge traffic, right? You can go with shared hosting. Shared hosting with single server, you will have multiple virtual server and multiple hosting.
Okay. Sir.
2,373 days old. So when we have updated, created on, expires on 2025 November and created on 2018.
So how much is the renewal fees when you renew this in the month of November?
We have to renew just domain. See, initially when you buy, right?
Yes.
It won't be costly. When you have to renew,
then
they will increase the charges.
yes.
Hosting charges and renewal charges, all they will increase.
And now, for example, let's say you have bought it from GoDaddy.com. Can you move to any other provider?
We can migrate.
We can.
Service provider also, yes.
Okay.
That's all. For example, this recently we have registered
WorldSec Technologies.
Tech. First of initially 2019 we registered WorldSecTech.in. WorldSec.in. But WorldSec.in means it belongs to India only.
Yes.
So global SEO you should have .com kind of website. We changed the name. Now WorldSecTech.com. It has been recently last year registered. Previously we have old website, we have WorldSec.in. So now we realized that WorldSec.in will be limited to India for doing the SEO. So if we have to do the world SEO, then we have to change to .com. WorldSec.com बोला था world
sec SEC.
WorldSec. अपनी वेबसाइट का टाइप करके बताओ.
And you also have the previous website as well, right? worldsec.in.
हाँ वर्ल्ड वो एक्सपायर हो गया हुआ तो
अच्छा छोड़ दो.
और वर्ल्ड की स्पेलिंग भी गलत है यार, एल नहीं आया, एल भी इसमें है यार.
तो 5 मिनट की ब्रेक से कुछ नहीं होता सर, वी नीड अ लॉन्गर ब्रेक.
नहीं तो वो खत्म करेंगे ना, डायरेक्ट वाइंड अप करना है मेरा. फॉर लास्ट 2 days आई एम नॉट वेरी गुड, यू सी एनर्जी आल्सो, तो इसलिए थोड़ा सा रेस्ट करना है, तो विल कंटिन्यू लेटर नेक्स्ट क्लास. दिस वेबसाइट इज होस्टेड ऑन होस्टिंजर. Last year only we hosted this 549 days. In 2023 it's being created. 2023, not last year, but late 2023 November. Expired in 2026. 3 years we bought for 3 years. So hosted in Hostinger, California, San Jose. This is again a shared hosting. So 1854 websites are hosted on this server.
Sir, here I can see, if I search my domain, I can see my name is registrant. How can I hide this if I want?
Huh?
Like for example, I have domain in my name, and when I edit search here, it shows my name as well, like registrant on my name. So if I want to hide, is it possible or no?
You have to check with the seller from
Okay.
which bought.
Yep.
worldsec.in. This must have been expired now. अच्छा अभी एक्सपायर नहीं हुआ अभी, ये देखो कितना पुराना है, ये 2019 का है ये worldsec.in. ग्रेट. एक्सपायर अभी एक्सपायर नहीं हुआ, अभी एक्सपायर होने वाला है.
अक्टूबर में हो जाएगा.
हाँ अक्टूबर में हो जाएगा. worldsec.in. वेबसाइट डाउन होगी. worldsec, हाँ ये डाउन है. worldsec.in down website. So this is the website. So now this IP must be also part of Amazon only, right? Once we have more logs, because just now 15 minutes we are searching, right? Before logs were not being forwarded to firewall, hence we do not see other traffic which are actually suspicious. We will have more. So now you can see now this traffic is coming from this particular source IP address and going towards which destination IP address. Internal to internal, it seems. Destination IP address is also internal. The internal communication going towards this particular IP address, 137 port number. So here you can search anything. For example, let me check other logs. Particular, let me remove source IP address. Let me search for all and then search which all source IP address last 24 hours. We'll have more logs now. See some traffic from this particular source IP address. So let's say I want to see the traffic from this particular source IP address. It is clickable. I can click it here. Sorry, double दूसरा कट गया. IP6 click हो गया. कहाँ गया? SRC IP. I can also click it here. I can just click it here and see. It will add it here and will apply the filter. Similarly, we can click it here also. Let's say I want to see from source IP towards this destination IP address, right? I want to include this particular destination IP address, dest_IP. Right? I can right click, add to search, exclude means not operator, and new search means another tab. Add to search means under end operator. It will add under end. Exclude means under not. You see? I can filter from this particular source IP towards this particular destination. See, this source IP address to this particular destination IP. His space means here it is end operator. Okay, getting my point? So I can see now I'm analyzing the traffic from this particular source IP address towards this particular destination IP address. You can see how many even we have 4,425. But which all port number it is trying to connect source IP address? Let me check destination port number. I can see which different port number or same port number. Dest_port. You can see higher end port number. It's a port scanning activity actually. Port scanning activity. These many port number and doing 25 connection. Every port number is trying to do 25 connection, right? On this particular, these different higher end port number is checking this particular source IP address. And now you can see
so this is a suspicious traffic, right?
Of course. and you can see it being blocked on the firewall. Firewall is denying, vendor action is equal to deny.
Yes,
Firewall
yes, just-
denying the traffic. Firewall is denying the traffic. You can see this is when source interface is when means internet, right? And destination interface is LAN. So WAN to LAN means outside to inside.
So does this mean that someone is outside and trying to scan your network, right? Trying to find
So
vulnerabilities.
firewall is blocking. Destination IP address is our firewall IP address. This is our firewall IP address. So firewall itself is blocking the connection, and you can see this port number. So multiple port number, it is trying. So it is scanning the network. It's network scanning activity. It is scanning the network multiple port number, whichever port number is open, it can target, right?
Yes,
But it is
yes.
not finding any port number because all the traffic. Let's see, is there any successful connection? So I can go in that vendor action field. Vendor action. Vendor action, I can see all 42 events are denied. If any event is accept, it will show how many you accept. But I can see all 424 events are denied. Yes or no?
Sir, this is genuine, or you deliberately did this?
No, it is live traffic only.
Real time.
Time only, yes. So you understand, right? So since how long this activity is going on? Since lastly, let's search for 7 days. Since how long this activity is happening? Only 425 event hoga, because you can see 5,325 event we have from same source IP address towards same destination IP address. Is there any allow connection? Vendor action?
So can we check the location of this IP and all, where from
Yes,
the
yes,
connection
yes,
is
yes.
originated and all?
So you can see all traffic being
Denied, yeah.
right? And you can see all different port numbers. Source destination port numbers are different. So destination port number is different. What is the definition? More than 100 port number is targeting. You can see mostly 20 to have
But
more
it's only one IP is trying this, right?
than same IP address. It's a port scanning, network scanning activity, right? Port
So can you check where from this location of this IP?
We can check it out.
Who is trying to hack you?
Right. So this IP belongs to where? It is from India. SK Technology, uCloud, Mumbai.
That's your competitor.
Yes.
SK, not competitor. I mean, see, what happens is attacker will not use their own system to attack.
Yeah, they are using yes.
They will use compromised computer. They will compromise the computer and they will use, right? So if this IP belongs to this company, it does not mean that they have used this. They have launched the attacker. They are doing the network scanning, right?
No, someone
If
else.
IP belongs to some reputed company, uCloud, Information Technology, SK Limited, Law Commercial Plaza.
So you can report it as well, right?
Right, we can see it here. Now you can see registered on when 2016, right? It's long, so we can check on reputation of IP address, Talos Intelligence.
You can also report it, right?
It is just 5,000 and all traffic are being denied. So as of now, action is not needed. Just 5,000 connections, all are denied, and we have the firewall for same purpose only. If connections are huge, then we can inform even the company just as a helping hand. Because everybody is worried about their own security, right? Not helping others. We can block, right? And we can secure our network wire to inform everybody.
Okay.
Informing them means informing them is that your system has been compromised.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Let's search here in this IP address and check is there any IP address having bad reputation, poor reputation, blacklisted is it? If that system has been used to initiate kind of attack or malicious activity for some other companies also, some other system also, right? It might be flagged as poor reputed or blacklisted. You can see this IP address is from India, uCloud, but sender reputation is
poor.
Spam level is
critical,
right? And spam how is showing as blacklisted. Because blacklist, it's showing as
blacklist,
right? And from same subnet, right? Same network, other IP address belong to same subnet are also having the poor reputation, right? So poor reputation means those companies are not able to manage their resources properly, resources of their security of their resources properly, right? Those are not good for us. So in that case, we should block this IP address in our environment, but it is already blocked. In our firewall, it is already blocked. Get a point? In our firewall, it's already blocked. But even it is IP is blocked, if it is actually from attacker, you can explicitly block that IP address. Right now, this connection is the part of this blocking is the part of ACL deny. When certain cases you are sure there is definitely an attacker IP address, right? It's an attack. You can explicitly block the IP address in the firewall. because ACLs are dynamic. Right now, this IP address is in bad hand, so it is ACL, the part of ACL. Maybe later period they may remove from the ACL firewall company, right? So in case you are sure it is an attack and you never want to whitelist that IP address to be allowed in the company, you can explicitly block on the firewall. Right now, it is being designed by ACL itself. So as of now, no action is needed. But if we see huge number of connection, lacks of connection, right now we can keep under monitoring for some time. We continuously the connections are coming in, continuously being scanned, network is being scanned, then we can report it to the internet service provider. So block the IP address on their firewall. ISP have the gateway, right? On their gateway, there's a firewall. Ideally, they are not blocking anything for us, right? But we can explicitly ask them to block the IP address on their end so that connection will not hit to our firewall. It will not reach to our firewall.
And we can also block the entire subnet.
Entire subnet also you can block.
Yes.
So Talos Intelligence is one of the most authentic tool where you can see the reputation, right? And some other tool like whenever you incident, right? Whenever you investigate an incident, that time is related to firewall, you check the reputation, right? Who is lookup you will do, right? To check the IP detail, when it has been registered, what is the company name, what is the address and everything you see on the who is domain toolbox. Reputation, whether it is blacklisted or not, what is the poor reputation or good reputation, you see on those tools. Cisco Talos is one of the authentic tool, and another is the virus tool.
MX Toolbox.
Right. Go on the search and type IP address, host name, domain. अब अपने डोमेन का देखते हैं simexpert.com ब्लॉक तो नहीं कहीं, ब्लैकलिस्टेड तो नहीं कहीं, पोर रेपुटेशन तो नहीं कहीं, देखिए यार. Neutral. Nothing is that business industry domain simexpert.com but having neutral reputation.
So how often like on the firewall, how often ACLs are updated, and if they are updated, are they like done by vendor?
ACL is done by vendor, right? You buy this, you have support, so right, it's kind of update. Your antivirus is being updated, right?
Yeah.
A new signature.
So similarly,
firewall also is a similar signature.
By R&D team.
High security signature means some attack is being spread out across the country, across the globe, right? Those IP addresses will be updated immediately as soon as they come to know. And some other signature will schedule update, maybe once in a week, depending on the vendor.
Okay. Yeah.
So you can see this virus total is showing us clean. Out of 94 block list, it is showing us none of it is capturing us blacklisted.
So who will we trust now, Talos Intelligence or VirusTool?
So there are multiple parameters that we'll discuss. Based on that, we take the further actions. So at least three blacklist we check. MX Toolbox, go on blacklist and check. You can see it is blacklisted by 2 blacklist, MX Toolbox, 2 blacklist. Whenever we create an incident, we take the screenshot and attach on the email and ticket those blacklists that we do, right? The checking we have done as a proof. ipvoid.com. These here we can search. IP blacklist check. वर्क कर रहा है. Then here search. ऐड आते हैं इसमें. Oh. This is also not blacklisted, right? But from activity, we understand it's a network scanning activity. It's actually a malicious activity. But in case we see successful connection, right? Not network scanning connection, normal connection you see. Then we have to verify IP belongs to which location, whether it's blacklisted or not, whether do we have business on that location or not. We check the stakeholder. If we have business on that location, before blocking or taking action, we check the stakeholder, various people, right? Various departments, whether IP belongs to any of their client or not. When we get the confirmation they do not belong to any client, if IP is blacklisted, we see some malicious activity, then we go ahead and block it. Right here, you can see most of the blacklists are showing not blacklisted, few is showing blacklisted, but IP belongs to not out of India, right? We do not have business on that location, we go ahead and block the IP address. But IP belongs to India, we have business also, right? In that case, before blocking IP address, we take the concurrence from various stakeholder, and based on after their concurrence, we take the action. Okay, and we also see how severe is the activity, right? Right now is the deny activity, and we clearly see support scanning activity, right? So, but so as of now, action is not needed anything from us. This incident will not consider as true positive as of now. We will keep it under monitoring for some time because number of events are less. 5,000 is not much. Because this is very normal. In company, you will see on a daily basis. Port scanning activities, all those activities, every day you will see multiple. Right? So we cannot keep taking action because that's the reason we deploy firewall. They will not be able to come inside. But we see somebody is continuously targeting your network. Lots of traffic is coming on a daily basis. In that case, we need to raise case. In that case, IP has to block on the ISP end. Got a point? Clear what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. So here, so you can use end operator or operator, whatever you want to search, right? Location, you can see location also, but location, not every source IP is this one. Not every firewall will capture the location. Okay. Our firewall will capture the location. You can see DST country is India. Source country, SRC country, also India. कहाँ गया? SRC country नहीं capture कर रहा है? हाँ?
ये रहा सर ऊपर.
हाँ.
Yeah.
Both are India, right? SRC and source country and destination country, both are India, right? So anything you can use. So try using and or not operator. Okay. In this for now in Windows, this week I will give you the lab access. Tuesday or Wednesday once I get the time. So I'll create lab access so you can explore the firewall logs as well. For now, you do login file here and activity on your Splunk that you have installed and use the operators, right? Search various logs, right? Use the operator. We can click at any log. For example, I'm looking for this particular port number. I'm searching all the logs on particular port number, right? I can, let's say destination port number. I can just click on that and I can add. I can right click and add, search, add and search, right? Use or operator, not operator, and operator. Search, explore this bar, left bar, right? Important field set. Any field set you want to see it here, action you want to see, you can make it selected. Click on yes, it will be added here. Selected. As well as here also it will be added. Below the raw field, action is equal to blocked. Right? So that is called as selected field set will become, right? So explore this next week. We'll more deep dive on the searching and reporting using the special query language that is called as SPL. Right? For example, you can see using SPL query, I can just check it out here. I'm not explaining the SPL query right now, but you can see by I can write it here. I can check it out. Which all port number are being used and particular port number, how many is the count? It will show you right now. We see this IP is connected to this IP multiple port number, right? In particular port number, how many port number total communicating and how much is the count? You can see it here. Total how many? 213 port number. And every port number you can see, I got the list. 2025 connections. 2025. So these all queries I'm going to explain you how you can utilize it. Okay?
Yes.
So that comes under SPL. This is SPL. We explore the operator based query this and next week we'll talk about SPL. After that, Splunk Enterprise Security, monitoring correlation rule, right? After that, we'll start.
So, sir, I have one question here. So, I have deployed Windows add-on in my Splunk Enterprise, but it's not reflecting.
It will not reflect, right? You have to go in the manage add-on, manage apps. Then only you will see.
Yeah, I tried in manage apps as well. I was not able to do it.
ऐसे कैसे possible है?
मैं try किया 2-3 बार.
वो कुछ गड़बड़ किया होगा. Uninstall करके install करो. How you have deployed?
मैंने Splunk base से भी try किया था और यहाँ से भी try किया था, दोनों से.
नहीं, मतलब कैसे install किया आपने? How you installed?
मैंने कहाँ से मतलब वही Splunk base से सर install किया और दूसरा manage apps में जाके install किया.
अब upload किया था?
हाँ सर.
सक्सेसफुल दिखाया था सक्सेसफुल?
सक्सेसफुल दिखाया था, तो लेकिन यहाँ पे नहीं आ रहा है इसमें. लॉग्स नॉर्मलाइज नहीं हो रहे अभी.
अच्छा नहीं हो रहा नॉर्मलाइज?
नहीं हो रहे.
अच्छा तो गड़बड़ कुछ ना कुछ गड़बड़ किया होगा आपने. यहाँ से जाओ गो इन एप्स.
हाँ एप्स में.
Find more apps.
Find more apps.
There you type Windows. Directly you can download from here. Click on here. It will ask username and password of your Splunk.com account. Directly from here you can. But here you won't see all the apps, all the add-ons, all the apps. Enterprise security and other premium apps are not available. That you have to download from Splunk base only. But you cannot download because it's not free available. It's a premium app. But I'm just telling you, under this here, you can see most of the apps and add-on, but not all. All apps and add-on you will see under Splunk base. Okay, so here you will click it here and click on download, install, right, like this. It will ask you your Splunk username and password, not a Splunk this username password, a Splunk.com username and password. Okay, Splunk.com. enter and click on agree and install. It will get installed. Then after that, you go here, apps, go in the manage apps, right, and type your app name. Let's say Windows. It will show you Windows. You can see Splunk add-on for Windows. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we'll wind up. We'll connect on Saturday.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yes, sir.